Hey guys, this is James Wall with Wall to Wall Martial Arts. And you guys a quick video on one of the tools that we've made use of many times in the past to help with events that we're planning. A lot of times we'll use these for events that we refer to as mass intro events. Mass intro event would be something that you schedule and your goal is to get a lot of people there in your school all at one time so that you can share some information, you can teach some techniques. Maybe it's a self-defense seminar, maybe it's a bully buster seminar, maybe it's a fitness workout, something along those lines. And the goal of that is to get them excited and interested in your school and the programs you have to offer. With a mass intro event, typically what you'd want to do is also have some type of special offer available that day, something you're going to offer them at the end of that session, whether it's like a free 2-week trial or a discounted sign-up package or something along those lines. Some people also will give away a free gift item, like maybe a free t-shirt when you attend, or something along those lines, a free self-defense keychain, anything like that. It's going to depend on your budget and what your goal is and what your audience is, what it is you're trying to achieve with this. But mass intro events are a really good way to get your message to a lot of people and get a lot of folks there into your school. Most of the time we will do these for free. We'll market them as a free community event. We'll put it out on Facebook and on our website, and also ask our existing students and parents to spread the word. And we've had some success with these in the past. Not as much success as some other people I've talked to or that I've heard of, maybe in larger markets in bigger cities or things like that. We're kind of in a rural area here, but we've gotten some really good attendance with these in the past, particularly the ladies self-defense seminars. We'll typically get 15 or 20 people, sometimes more, that'll register and come in for these events. And that's a good opportunity to present some information to these ladies that can be useful to them for their own self-defense, and then also to showcase your school and your abilities as an instructor, whether you're appealing to them to sign up for your adult classes, or maybe letting them know that you're in the community and have kids classes. Maybe they've got children they want to bring you in for classes. So anyway, let's get into it. This particular website is called Eventbrite. It's eventbrite.com. When you go there, you'll need to create your own account. There's no charge to do that. You don't have to put a credit card in or anything like that. Once you've created an account, then you'll have the ability to create events. Or I go to my dashboard here, I could go and manage events. And I had started on one and saved it as a draft, so I'd already put some of the information in. This is just sort of to show you guys an example. So I started working on one, a free ladies self-defense seminar. I'll go ahead and click on that to go into it. I'll just kind of go through some of the settings with you. The initial thing you'd want to do is in the edit area. This is where you would actually create your event. You'd want to give it a unique name. You want to give it a location of where it's going to be. You want to give it a start date and time, an end date and time. If it's going to be a multi-day event, maybe you've got sessions on Friday and Saturday, or Saturday and Sunday, you could go here and you could schedule multiple events, multiple times for this event, multiple sessions if you wanted to. Here you can add an event image, and you definitely want to do that. You want to find an image that's powerful, that looks interesting, that's going to really get the message out there, going to grab people's attention. You can do a little bit of cropping here of the image. You are somewhat limited on how large the image can be, so you may have to play around just a little bit. Right here it gives you some recommendations on the size of the image and the maximum size it can be. So you may have to edit your image a little bit to make sure that it fits in those parameters. Here's where you would type in your event description. I've already copied and pasted in a description we've used at previous events, and you really want to make sure that this is something that's going to get their attention. In this case, the headline, do you know what to do if a predator targets you? And it's in bold, and really to kind of grab their attention. And right off the bat, let them know it's a free community event. Wall to Wall Martial Arts will be hosting a fun, educational, and potentially life-saving event. And then we go on to talk about some of the needs for self-defense in our world and things like that. We make sure they know again that it is free. We give them the location, the dates and times, and all those sorts of things right here. So you want to have a good description. It doesn't need to be an entire book, but you do want to make sure that it captures their attention. I found that, short to the point is better. Don't really bore them to death with tons of details. Your goal here is not to get them to sign up for classes with you. Your goal is just to get them interested and get them in the door. That way you can really showcase your school and your abilities and the benefits that you have to offer in your program. Here you would add an organizer. In this case, it's me and my wife. I've also got things in the past my daughter Caitlin has done, so I have her bio saved in here as well. You could type this in. Once you do it for an organizer, it's going to save that, and you can use it again in the future. You won't have to retype it. Of course, you can go in and make edits to it, or if you needed to, or add a new organizer if you have a guest instructor or guest clinician or someone like that coming in. You could also put a link here to your Facebook or Twitter accounts if you want them to be able to go directly to your Facebook page. Maybe they want to learn more about you, do some more research into your school to be sure that it's the kind of place they want to attend. All right, so once you've got all the basic information in, the next thing you need to do is create your tickets. Now, we typically utilize this for free events. And the cool thing with Eventbrite is that if you're not charging people to attend, if it's a free event, then there's no cost to you for using the Eventbrite service. If it's going to be a paid ticket, then there will be a charge. They'll charge you a small flat rate and then a percentage of whatever the ticket price might be. We have used paid tickets a few times in the past, maybe for a seminar, if I was bringing in a clinician from out of town and we were charging for the seminar. We've even used this once a long time ago to do an in-house tournament before we got set up to do tournament registration on our website. We don't use it for tournaments anymore, so typically the only thing I'll use Eventbrite for these days is going to be events that are free. We'll do free tickets. And here again, you would put the name of the ticket, and we'll just say it's a self-defense seminar. I'd used that before, so it saved it, but you could call it whatever you want to. Put how many tickets are going to be available. Maybe you only have room for 25 people or 30 people or whatever, and it's going to be a free ticket. If you wanted to make any particular changes, the ticket settings right here would allow you to go in and then put even more details. Tell them what kind of ticket it is, when ticket sales start, when they stop. Now this is kind of important. You do want to decide when these tickets are going to be available for purchase and when they're going to end. For example, if you have an event that is starting Saturday at 10 a.m., maybe you don't want people to be able to register any later than Friday night at 8 p.m. That way you can plan appropriately. Make sure you have enough printed materials, have enough help lined up, things like that. So you put in your start and stop times here, and that's important to do. So once that's all done, we're good to go. We need to come down to the number 3, additional settings. This is going to be a public page. That means anybody can go to Eventbrite and they can search for events in their area. Maybe they just want to type in self-defense classes or self-defense for ladies in their area, and this event would come up as something that they could possibly attend. Or if you want to make it private and only have people find it that you send the link directly to, then you could select this button. We always make it public, so anybody in our area can find this event and they can sign up and attend if they want to. We can select the type of event, and it gives you a lot of the choices here. We'll say it's class, training, or workshop. The topic here we will say is going to be either we could do health and wellness, or we could do sports and fitness. Any of those, whatever you feel is most appropriate to what it is that you're doing. And we can select a subtopic. We'll say it's fighting and martial arts. We could also put exercise if we wanted to put that. Again, they've got some sort of pre-selected things that you can pick from here. So we will go with fighting and martial arts at this point. If you want to show the number of remaining tickets on the main event page, you would select this. And basically what that could possibly do is it might help to create a sense of urgency with potential attendees. Maybe there's 25 slots available, but only 5 spots remain. And if they see that, maybe that would encourage them to go ahead and sign up for the event. Now, of course, that could also work the other way. Maybe you select this and there's 25 spots available and only 2 or 3 people have signed up. So that might make it look like your event really isn't all that popular. We typically don't select this option, but it's completely up to you. You can do that if you would like. So here we have the option to save the work that we've done so far, and we're going to do that. We're not going to make it live yet because we're not quite done with this event. I want to show you guys another really important item. So if we go to the Manage tab right here, what this will do is pull up a page that lets us do some more fine-tuning of the event particulars. And in this case, I want you to look at the order options and what's called the order form. And I really recommend that you make use of this, because one big thing that you're going to be wanting to do with these mass intro events is you want to gather information. You want to get the name and the contact information for the people who are going to be attending. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, a couple of days before the event, maybe one day before the event, you're going to want to reach out to these people and remind them about the event. Confirm that they still plan to attend. And that's really important, because you'd be surprised how many people will find a free event online. They'll sign up for the event, but the event doesn't happen for another month. And in the course of that month, they completely forget about it, and other things come up. If they don't put it on their calendar or make it a priority to remember, it's very easy to forget. So you want to do some follow-up calls or emails to confirm people are still coming. Nothing is worse than expecting 25 people to show up for your event. You get there, you've recruited lots of help, you've printed out materials, maybe you got some free t-shirts or snacks or whatever. You get there and 5 people show up. And you know, that's still 5 people. So you still get out there and you do a great job, and you know, hey, that's 5 people in your school that you have an opportunity to sell on your services and on your school. But it can be a little bit of a downer when you're expecting 20 or 25 and you only get 5. So what you want to do here is for the attendee information, we don't want just their basic information. We want to select each attendee and scroll down now, and these boxes will give you the option for the information that you want to include, a spot where you're asking them to voluntarily give it, or if you select require, they will not be able to complete their registration and get their tickets if they don't give you the information you're looking for. So by default, it's going to ask for first name and last name. It's requiring those things, requiring their email address. But you can see here it's only asking for their home address. It's not required. And that's it. That's all they have to give for basic information. Now, we don't want to kill people with this, and we don't want to run them off and make them think we're trying to get their information so we can spam them to death or something like that. So I don't necessarily require their home address. Now, I could see if you wanted to maybe do a direct mail campaign in the future, or maybe send out a thank you card or a postcard or something like that, which those are both great ideas, then you could require a home address. I definitely require a cell phone and a home phone number. I want phone numbers where I can reach these people. Again, like I said earlier, if nothing else, I'm going to call them the day before the event and make sure they're still coming. If it's going to be a self-defense seminar, or maybe something that has age requirements, in this case our self-defense seminar in the description said it was for ages 13 and up, I'm going to go ahead and require gender. I want to know that they're female. In this case, it's for ladies only. And I'm going to require their birth date and their age. Now, you could also just require their age, and you could pick up the birth date, you know, from the you could require their age and not worry about the specific birth date. It's not that necessary to have the birth date, but you for sure want to have their age. You want to be sure a mom didn't make a mistake and sign up her 8-year-old daughter for this class when the material presented is not appropriate, you know, for that age group. So again, you want to be sure you gather this information. Of course, you can get any other information that you want. Again, I recommend you don't go over the top and require everything, but I do recommend getting good, solid contact information. If you had any particulars that you wanted to get that were not specified here, you could create a custom question. If you want to create a group registration as part of like a particular organization, maybe it's going to be for the members of the ladies auxiliary for the school, or maybe for the PTA program or something like that. We never really use either of those, but they're there for you if you would like to. If you have any special instructions for the attendees, you could put that instruction in here. Let's see, let's look at one other item, the order confirmation. So order confirmation is what they are going to see once they actually confirm and place their order for a ticket to attend your event. So this box is where you would type some information that could say, just like it says in the example, thanks for registering. Don't forget to keep your tickets handy, either in the Eventbrite app or print them out and bring them with you. Or you could type in something particular you want it to say. If you want to view an example of that, you could click right here. So you might say, you're going to this event. It's a ladies self-defense seminar. Add to the calendar. Share it with your friends. Go directly to your tickets. So you don't have to put anything here if you don't want to. But if you have a special message, you can. It could be, thanks so much for registering. We look forward to seeing you on the 21st, or whatever that might be. Now here is an option to customize the email that they're going to get. So they're going to get an email after they register, confirming that they registered and giving them the option to print out some tickets if they want to bring with them. Those tickets are not necessary. It's completely up to you. In some cases, it might make them feel a little bit more like it's an official event. They might put a little more priority on it. So it's kind of up to you if you require those or not. But here, you do want to put anything that they need to know. For example, if it's a ladies self-defense seminar, I will typically put some instructions on recommended attire. So I might say something like, please wear comfortable workout attire, leave all jewelry and valuables at home, please wear shoes that are easy to take off and put back on. All other equipment will be provided, something along those lines. If it's for kids, if you're going to provide them with a uniform to wear, then you put that information. But again, you want to tell the kids what to wear. Kids, please wear a t-shirt and shorts and shoes that are easy on, easy off. Uniforms will be provided for them to use during the session, whatever. So they're going to get this email afterwards, just telling them any special instructions that you need to know. We're going to use the same settings for all the ticket types, and if we want to include those printable tickets, we would leave this checked. If we don't want to necessarily worry about that, we would uncheck it, and then we could save those settings. So now that we're all done, let's just kind of look at a preview of what our page would look like. So here's what it would actually look like if we made it live, and if a person clicked on the link on our Facebook page or whatever. There's our picture, here's the date, there's what it is, here's an option to register, here is the description we typed in, the specific dates and times, the location. They can even view it on a map if they want to. So really good information here. If they go to the register button, then they would have the option to select how many tickets they're going to purchase, go to checkout, and of course then it's going to ask them for all of that information that we specified earlier, the name and the phone numbers and things like that. Give them an option to print it out once they're done. This is really, really cool to use. This is giving them 8 minutes to finish their registration, so they don't just leave it. So they would put all this information in, and they'd be good to go. And the good thing here is that you are going to get an email confirmation every time someone registers, and you can go back to this page and you can even print up that list of the names and the phone numbers and things like that, so that you know how many people to expect. You can do your follow-up calls and everything. There was one other thing I wanted to share with you guys. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's maybe under design. And let me see if this is it or not. Can't remember for sure. Been a while since I did an event on here. But there's a spot where you can go to customize. Let's try maybe it's under manage, where you can customize the website URL or the link that you want to use. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. So if we go to the manage tab and just scroll down to the very bottom, you can see here, this is the link, and you can see it's kind of a long link, and it gives you an option to change that. So what I recommend doing is that you hit change, and it's always going to have the eventbrite.com at the end, but make something that's really, really simple here. So maybe we just put, it's going to be an SD seminar. So now your address would be http://sdseminar.eventbrite.com. Maybe you want to put safety. So now it's just safety.eventbrite.com. So you can make this whatever you want it to be and then save it. So that way it's not this long, complicated URL that people have to try to type or remember to get right or anything like that. So once you've got that URL, you can take it and you can share it on your Facebook page. And when people click on it, they'll be able to go directly to your event. So, all right, well, that's the basics for Eventbrite. Again, this is something you can use to collect information for events, for what we call mass intro type events. It's a very easy to use, very professional looking finished product. You don't have to be a web developer or a computer expert to be able to use this. It's just point and click. It will take you a little experimentation the first couple of times you utilize it, but the more you do it, the easier it'll get for you. These mass intro events, you know, I know some of the larger, really, really big commercial schools, they'll do a mass intro event every Saturday. We typically will maybe do one once every quarter, once every 3 or 4 months, just depending on the time of year and what other things we have going on. But it is a really good way to get people into your school and to present to more than one person at a time. And Eventbrite is just one option. I'm sure there are other sites out there similar to Eventbrite with similar features if you want to check them out. This is the one that we use, and we've had really good success with it. So that's just a basic overview on Eventbrite. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you're able to make good use of it as a tool to help grow your school. All right, guys, take care and have a good one.